We have a new game on Swan that we're testing out. It's called the Daily Dash. You can play with and against our great customizable robot anytime during the day. Make sure you go to the settings and choose the system that you want to play with the robot. Right now there are 4 options. There's Standard American, Basic 2 over 1, Advanced 2 over 1, and Precision. Whichever one you choose, that's what your robot partner will play. So I'm going to play through a 6-board daily dash here and talk through my thought process. So here we go. Pass to us. We have 12 high card points. This looks like a normal 1 club opening. Partner bids a spade, and I don't have enough to reverse, so I just have to bid 1 no trump. All right. I would need 6 clubs to rebid my clubs. 1 no trump is fine. The robot's thinking here, and they're going to bid 2 spades, which is interesting. They're a passed hand, so they probably don't have 6 of them, but still, 2 spades is basically a commandment for me to pass. I got nowhere to go. I have the hand partner expects, so I'm just going to pass. And now North is the declarer, but I get to play for them. And they actually have a pretty good hand, right? They would kind of like to invite, but maybe not quite. I like the 2 spade bid. With this much shape, even if it's a 5-2 fit, rates to play as well, if not better, than no trump. So let's see what we've got. North is the master hand. We've got a loser or 2 in spades. We've got the ace of hearts to lose. We've got a couple clubs to lose. We've got a few diamonds, maybe 3 diamonds. So what are we going to do? Well, I would like to knock out the ace of hearts so that I can throw probably a club on the queen of hearts. And then I need to do something with these diamonds, which means either setting up the clubs and throwing them or roughing. The lead of the queen of diamonds means East probably has like queen jack and maybe some length, so it's not unlikely that if we rough diamonds, West can over rough, but we don't have a ton of choice. I want to hold on to the king of diamonds entry because that's my way back over to the dummy to cash the queen of hearts. So I'm going to win the ace of diamonds here and play the king of hearts. All right, I want to get this pitch set up immediately. Now they're probably going to switch to clubs, right? That would be a good play by them, and then I'm going to have to guess where to play the clubs. Okay, interesting. They decide to play trumps. That makes a lot of sense too, right? They can see that we might be, in a position to rough diamonds. So we'll play low here, and this way, if they take the ace, at least that'll set up the whole trump suit for us. They're going to play the 10. That's fine. So I'm going to take the king of diamonds here as planned and the queen of hearts as planned. And now let's rough a heart. And now I could rough the diamond, but that's with the king of spades. I'm kind of inclined to play the club. And I think if East had the ace, they would probably play it. So I'm going to play the jack and okay, good. That knocked out the ace. Now, good news, bad news. I don't have an entry back to the king of clubs now. So, all right. Well, we think East has the queen here. So, they're short. All right. Well, that's not great. Well, our king is high. We know that. We can over rough here and take our spade. So I made it. Interesting lead of the queen of diamonds there. I'm going to go to the history so I can see this. And I have this cool picture-in-picture feature so that we can look at the whole hand in the big screen. Get rid of that. So, yeah, I mean, it's an interesting lead. I would probably lead a trump with the East hand, but, you know, their lead kind of worked out. So it turns out, if we had known it was Queen Doubleton, we could win the King of Diamonds and then finesse to the 10. But, you know, how are we supposed to know? And then, you know, maybe we could have played the clubs earlier and guessed them right. I don't know. Maybe I could have done a little better. Let's turn this off and go back to the hand. Okay. East opens 3 clubs. I have 15 high card points. I don't love 4 triple 3 takeout doubles, but I don't see another option. I can't bid 3 no trump. I feel like I have too much to pass. So I'm going to double. My partner bids 4 spades. What am I going to do? Hopefully they have 5 of them. Alright, they do have 5. They got a 10 count. The lead is helpful, right? Because I can win the ace and then lead up to the jack later on. The trump situation is not amazing, especially given that East has preempted. So, you know, they're less likely to have good spades, but you know, they could have the 10 or the queen. This is a double finessing sort of situation. I can play low to the 9 and low to the jack and hope East has, you know, one of those cards. Remember that East opened 3 clubs, so they have at least 6 and maybe 7. So there's a chance that this is getting roughed. Or, you know, West just doesn't have any. So they decided to pitch instead of rough. That's fine. So I might unblock the hearts here so that I set up 2 pitches and I can throw either the clubs or the diamonds. But I don't really need to do that immediately because, you know, if I lose spades, it's probably going to be to West. They can't attack the diamonds, so, you know, I think I should draw trumps here. So I'm going to play the 9. And I lost to the queen, which is good. Right? So it means I can play another one here, right? And that'll force out the ace. And now I can draw the last trump, but I'm better off playing the club at this point. I know that West is out of trumps because East has the 10. So I can play the club and they can't hurt me. Right? And I can throw, right, I have the club here, right? And then I'll draw the last trump. And I'll take the good hearts, throwing diamonds. And now ace of diamonds, and I have 2 good trumps left. Yeah. So that double finesse in spades, low to the 9, when it knocks out the queen, I know where the 10 is. Right? And so, you know, when the ace gets played and the 10 is still out there, I can afford to play the club because I know that West can't ruff. East would have done better on the second round to play the 10. Right? You play the card you're known to hold, then I wouldn't know where the last trump was. I would think that it was with West, and I wouldn't be comfortable playing the club yet. Okay, on to the third hand. 15 high card points. balanced hand with a 5-card spade suit. Now, if I open this hand a spade and partner bids a no trump, I'm stuck with no good bid. 2 no trump would show 18 or 19. I don't want to rebid a 3-card. Minor. I'm just going to open a no trump. Excuse me. So transfer, 3 no trump. So choice of games. Obviously I'm passing with 2 little hearts. And so let's see. We've got 2 spades, 2 clubs, 2 diamonds off the top is 6. And I'm going to set up hearts and or spades. So this looks pretty reasonable. If I'm going to play hearts, I would probably start low to the king and then maybe low to the 10 if he takes it, or I could just start low to the 10 and finesse against the jack. In spades, the best play is low to the jack. Or since I have the 9-8, actually, I can take a double finesse. I can just lead the jack. So if I didn't have this 9 of spades, low to the jack would be the winner. And I'll be fine if they're 3-3 or if West has queen 4th. But since I do have the 9-8, I can lead the jack and then low to the 9 and take a double finesse. That seems better. Now I'm gonna want to duck in clubs just to, hold up to cut their communication. So if I'm gonna hold up, I'm gonna do it on the first round. And so I think I'm gonna play on spades first because I like that double finesse. So I'm gonna win over there. And this doesn't look promising, but that's okay. So I'm going to see what's going on in hearts as well. So I'm going to play a heart here. And let's try the 9. Okay, that worked. That's good. Right? So that means I can play low and presumably the 10's going to work unless they were false guarding. And so, the hearts are coming home. And that means I have the rest. Right, because the king of diamonds is high and my spades are high. So, there's a flexibility needed here to go after both potential sources of tricks. So I started with the spades, but then with the entry situation, I wanted to test the hearts while I still had that king of diamonds entry. So the entry situation is very often going to influence the order in which I play things. All right, hand number 4. Again, 15 high card points, but a partner has opened a club. So show my beautiful heart suit. In the Walsh style, we skip over the diamonds. Majors first, even when my major's not very good. Ooh, and partner jumps to 3 hearts. So if partner's balanced, they have a hand too good to open 1 no trump. So they have like 18 points. And if they're unbalanced, they're going to have, something that equates to that, 15, 16 points with a singleton. So if partner has 18 and I have 15, I want to be in slam unless we're missing too many key cards. So I'm just going to ask for key cards here. Partner has 1 or 4. So they have 1 of the trump honors. My trumps are so bad, but they could easily have like ace queen jack or king queen jack. I'm going to ask about the queen of trumps. And so they do have the queen of trumps plus the king of spades. So I'm going to take a shot here with 6 hearts. I mean, once they partner bids 5 spades, I'm committed. Interesting that they showed the spade. Right? This would usually show the king of spades. We'll look into what the robot thinks there. But this looks okay, right? The only thing we have to do is navigate the trump suit. So, how are we going to play trumps? Well, there's a couple of options. If West has ace third, we want to play low to the king and then low to the queen. If West has the jack, we want to play low to the 9 or play the 10. Either way, it's safe enough to start low to the king, and we'll see what happens. If East wins the ace, now our best play is to finesse the 9. But if the king holds, now I'll play a second one and I'll have to guess. This is a position where if East holds the ace, they're best off ducking, because it prevents, it provides some ambiguity for me. So I'm going to lead low to the king and see what happens. Ace. Okay. So I'm going to win this in my hand because I want to be here. And I'm going to play the 10 because if West happens to have all of them left, I'm going to need to finesse to the 7. So I'm going to play the 10. And now my best play is to duck and hope that West had the jack, right? It could be right to go up with the queen, but that's playing for East to have just a singleton jack, which is, of course possible, but it's less likely. And so now we win, and we have the rest, so we can claim. Yeah, so not a bad slam, right? It's just about picking up that trump suit. So we need trumps to split unless there's a singleton honor, and we need to guess how to play them, but low to the king, right? East would have done better to duck the ace of hearts. If they duck the ace of hearts, now in the second round we really have a tough guess, and we would probably go up with the queen. They'd win the ace and West would get their jack. Yeah. It's a good defensive position to be aware of. Cost you basically nothing to duck that king. All right, partner opens a club. We have 13 points. We start with a spade. That's easy. Partner bids 2 clubs. So I know we're going to game. We could still have a spade fit. 2 diamonds here is kind of like new minor forcing. Doesn't promise a real diamond suit, but I'm going to get a little more information, right? And so partner now has 3 spades. We don't have a slam. Partner has a minimum hand. I'm just going to bid 4 spades. All right, but that's the thought process. We have a game. We might have a fit, so I need to I need to check. Partner doesn't have the greatest hand for me, but it's okay. So we've got a couple potential spade losers, we've got a heart loser, we've got a club loser, we've got a diamond loser. So what are we going to do? Well, I could try to set up clubs, but that doesn't look particularly promising. And it's interesting that West led a club, right? That's dummy suit. It could be a singleton. That would give East 5 of them, but it's possible. It could be a doubleton. But it looks like I'm going to want to rough losers in the dummy. So I can unblock the king of diamonds, take the ace of diamonds, and throw a heart. And then I can play ace of hearts, king of hearts, rough a heart. And then maybe I take the queen of diamonds and rough a diamond. And then deal with the trumps. So it doesn't cost me really to play the jack here. Right? I think East has the ace and the king of clubs. All right, they switch to trumps. That's probably a good switch. They can kind of see what we're trying to do. But I think the king is over here, but at least I can, guarantee that my queen gets set up by ducking. Right. So I'm going to take the queen because I do want to ruff with that 8 of spades. So now I'm going to, as planned, unblock the king of diamonds. And now I'm going to end up with a diamond loser here because I couldn't ruff twice. But you know what? That's okay. So I'm going to take the ace of hearts and the king of hearts. Right? And now I can take the ace of diamonds and throw that heart and ruff the third round of hearts. So now I have to play a club. And there's only one trump out, and my ace king are high. So just in case that lead was a singleton, I'm going to ruff high. Oh, and it was. Right? If I hadn't ruffed high, they could have over-ruffed. So now I have all the tricks but one, so I'm going to take this trump just in case they throw a diamond. Unlikely. Right? But I made my contract. I'll take it. I'll take it. Okay, last board of the set. Ooh, we have a good hand. 20 points. And they've opened a diamond the East has in front of us. So we're too strong to overcall 1-no trump. So we're going to start with a double. Right? And now when we bid 1-no trump, that says I was too strong to bid 1-no trump. Right? When we double and bid, we say I was too strong to just bid this thing the first time. So I'm showing more than 18 points. Something like 19 or 20. So the north hand might have at least invited with 5 points, right? I could have 20, but we're going to be right on the edge. So let's see what we've got here. Given the lead, that'll give us 2 diamonds plus 5 clubs is 7. And the ace of spades is 8. And we're going to want to lead up towards our hearts. What we said, we had 20 and there's 5 in the dummy is 25. So there's only 15 points missing. And East opened the bidding. They're going to have almost all of them. So I want to use my entries over to the dummy. Right? And I'm going to have 2 of them. Ace of clubs, and once I get the clubs out, the 6 of clubs. So, let's say I play over to the ace now. And now I'm going to lead a heart. And that's going to, my king's going to win. And now they followed suit, so the clubs are high. And so I can lead another heart. And my queen of clubs is high, and my 7 of clubs is high. And it doesn't look like I'm taking any more than my 10 tricks here. I could put East in, but I'm missing the king and queen of spades, so there's nothing good happening here, unless he just has a spade left. That doesn't seem likely. All right, so took my 10 tricks. It would have been nice if North had invited and we could have gotten to game, but that's it. And, we can look at some of the results here. We did okay. Other people didn't get to game. Interesting. Or, sorry, didn't get to that slam. And making 2 spades was good. Someone went down. And making 4 spades was good. Someone went down. And that was pretty normal, 3-no trump. We said we were the only ones so far, right? The hand hasn't been played very many times. Making 4 spades was good. Somebody played a no trump, where they couldn't get the ruff. And 180 was pretty normal. Someone just passed out 1 diamond. That's interesting. So I encourage you to check out this daily dash. We're looking for feedback as we continue to build out our robot products, and we look forward to seeing you in our ACBL duplicate games once we get those started on March 26th. Thank you all. I'll see you soon.